Yeah, it's good. 30 seconds, Angada. All right, thank you. Yeah, now you can start counting after 30 seconds. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Gambian on the Contona, Molim Free Skype, our editor B, and Albadi Malam Omar AJ Saho, and then Kanunte Mamin Bekana Yaya Sodi Aben Jonah Jamma Fanale. So, being Nakachani, I was sending Minna, wala kata Gambia environment on Intabanyari world, Ninko environment on Molimilon Gambia, being a combo Mafana Matibon for Foni Mafana, for Jara Mafana, for Kia Mafana, for that part of the country, Lomba. Wometi wala wala na Euro na bala din naman yinti na kenyol baka baji ma fon na wildlife species mina ke bagame banko ka wolaje anin kan niji funyo mina wolaje environment nyewol cover so niaji be any physical thing mi alon halma dimola ka jino e nyala wolla walle ka feel no wolla wobedu is part of the environmental resources ni so Gambia alhamdulillah niaji be berin tol mboda na fon so tiba wala marlo nyi kono kan sandan that's after independence in 1965. Demar Jamalana Sung, and in Simfa Jamalana Sung, Gambia environment in Purukam Dambajila Matankan Lanyadi, bring the Bala la Matiba, Fona Forest la Matiba, Fona Banco from la Matiba, Minka Kenyan to La Banco Kanji, Purukam same Rafano Wola Wolaje, Ningo Munafonji, Marco Gambino, Bulwer Sand, and Bramina Kamana would have seen in Sama, Jamal Milan and Drafana Jamal in Kola Wolaje. It's a forest kindos to Banco Kanje, it's a Tarapara in Fanabara Mediar in Jele. If Anamuna Fanamian Kapsula or Jadikendala Carola, Mialan Kav Sunding environment in a Banco Kanje, as a Kudi Mialan Kavatara Petia at Al Harinima Yamaji. So, Bina program in Benyaji, I didn't do all the world laje because Niaji Birina Mansakunda, Fulanga Mesoro and Jamaica Jawara Mansakundati, Wulaka and Gambe Banco Kanje, it only environmental protection Niaji, it only have tried the committee brainchild, the main concept, the committee flagship, Pluga Gambia, the can make sure na Wuro la Matiba, Nabana la Matiba, na remaining natural resource and the forest cover, and sa protect no Gambia Bancoka. Through that, they have the 1977 Banjul Declaration. So Banjul Declaration, you can pull it Mialonko, Jawara Mansakunda Simfanyal Takayako Gambia al Halal and now Tundle to Mialonko, Nimman Simfata, from the environmental resources conserved, it's going to be a tragedy for the entire human generation. Because Fenda Madamini Alonko, it told the Jamanola, and in Jaman Fulmintamano, Wole Banco Yamin, and in Ala Banco resources environmental Carola, and inside Kulbakayam the thing, I slender Sile. So when like quality water money they came in the Banjo Declaration, Kajakan bring Joraman Sakunda, environmental Kenya and Gami Bancoka Wola, and sa tribe in Luala Carola Mativa, and sa tribe in Bancola Carola Mari Bancotima La Carola Mativa, Puruka tribe, Kondaka, protect, conserved. Because Majala come and go. Banko nyina femba be je birin ala samba yirol mi ko kenol la mari kembol la mati ban jelol la mati ban woni beti boy kan dafo min ni alan ko Gambia ni ajibe what time we have like exotic species we have like big species in the Gambia but sanyo in the Gambia ngam so the Gambia wala like small primates so la mati ban ko la mati ban wala so Gambia ma fon la sanyo ni ajibe if you go down to the provincial part of the country also ngam so the world we have like the hyenas down there we have like the bushbuck antelope so la minimal to ma fon la wala so Gambia dafem balbije wol be bitakane min ya ko ni ko like the elephant solo mati ban chetol la mati ban solo la mati wol be Gambia scientific so ni ajibe ntolla economy anata depend tolla environmental resources come back because ni agriculture boring collage in community jibe Gambia wala tuba wala ntolla na banko kan wala ko the fisheries sector ni is an environmental resource ni ko tourism tuba ga banko kan kensenke ninga tara imam mona fanje wolla Africa tundali Kenya ma wala South Africa ma wala Tanzania ma wala wala Uganda e kamene promote wala e kala wildlife species e kolle ne ka promote wala e kamene promote wala environmental resources e kolle promote wala portiba dundal men ka bon America ma wala min ka bon Angleterre ma wala min ka bon Scandinavia ma wala pour kate ko da fi wala jibeje ni moya jibe ko protection o ngani mo da conserved dol saja ko ka wulum na ka tankun ka tankande mun na fala bola Yeah. Nafa bala because near jibe ecosystem provision and service ning wala mo la as a doko create no mo le minalen ko they are working in the environmental sector. It has a forest and marika forest doko la ko wala or either nibe doko tourism ma has a tour guide has a bird watcher akakolo wonyama but nenga dar fati ba ndon la banko ni fana ka wala ibna nin kulintila le kulintila fana ka tax le fana jo o fana pe ka banko la karol ibna hotel le ko hotel fana be banko ka wala o fana ka tax le jo o fana ka banko don le ke employé ke munafam ni industry ni kono wala nim bara la karola mari banko di wala kata ba ko ka fisa manot wala ji wala ko so wala ni won nyel do wala won nyel fana ka land especially landing side le bana la fana ka wala min ya lan ko wala fana ka won nyel da ka sang ni sang ya sang banko fana do la ka wa fo wala ji. So if you look at the value chain of distribution from the fisheries landing side to the inland of the country, we be ka do ko create more we be ka more upon the series of being unemployed kad comme ka create. So wo be to environment ni natural resources la mana fon di banko kan ejel nin nata nan ko ha what you le boy the banko kan there's deforestation in the country we come in a sabo la there's huge impact of climate change, there's also huge impact of poor air quality. So ni wo kada wala mols nanan ka kurang do so min yalon ko environment tinya ni ka wo sabo because ngalon ne ko niya jiben ko sama do ko ni mo ka wulu le kono wala ka sama do ko pour que fon mona fan e ke fon mona fa sama mina wala je water cycle it have a strong correlation, it have a strong connection with the environmental resource because niya jibe yulu ki ni min ji there's what we call evaporation and transpiration. So no kada wala or evaporation nga ka wala yuro ki ni jimi wala because of cloning offer synthesis new colending aka allow le yuro sona is germinate is a fuel de bond wala ye ding yiri ding wala bond jana mole muna fa wala jiwo ni yuro ka mama yuro ki ni jimi ke wala through the vapor through the gas kata funyo ni kono wala o fana katna da a condensation processing pour jiwo sia fanna la minya ko yuro be sia ro ma fa wala ninga jibe na ema East Africa ma fa wala Southern Africa banko tunno lo la wala je min yala ko juro be sari wala wol sanyi wol be ka for rainfall la and nin la mi ka be ka for rainfall la wala nka jël akela sene bunda nyimra ka yur mon nyam tanding police samaji kendo soro wala samaji ya ka tara siaring pour molla doba de molla sama do ko fengo so tinyano e de tinyano because ibe just la truka do ko nyinkala. So nakata nyimbia sundi environment la wala mbedia mo kala lebri mbada fanna la mbedia mo kala pruna na industry min yalam ko wolne environment pulo wonyo ko le ndo mbaji on ta fala do fana la palu wonin abeden environment kenya ina nyaadi le kata nyimbi ni nga jibe biya sundi wala Gambia ni nga jibe bi won 1965 ntol ngana independence soro na banko yin environment yuruwani abita kan ko mabakale ni ngada ko ma fa la wala ala yende mal ay yuruwa bi ko mo sad ma fa la mal kata fa aran bako ma fa la wala bada borno lam yin lati wala na economy min yala ngol tourism it account for like 20% of the GDP. Woni timala nam banko ka wala where did they go? They want to go and see the sandy beaches, they want to go down to the beach to have like a sunbath. They want to go down in the protected areas to go down for bird watching and at least nature experience. So we can environment in Kumadale. According to the statistics near GB, Gambia in 2020, Gambia tourism industry it can employ over 100,000 employees who are going to be like Gambian people who are going to work both in the formal sector and the informal sector of the tourism industry. Ninga ko formal sector wala min de mo min la ka tadde do ko hotel la ko ba wala mo min la ka tadde do ko man sakuna la bunda la to ba mi la ka wala ni tiba lu ton na banko ka wor laaje nin ko di informal sector wala mo to min la ka tadde do ko lak ni ko craft market la mati ba wala tourist taxi driver la mati ba wala mo ko kala nyim bat wo chalati wala nyim tourist guide ti ba wala mo min la ko tafna business non create la Gambia banko kan to ga Gambia do ka employ. So what you are learning law na in Bangkok and Jama Ninko Gambia can bije Carol bije ha so be alhamdulillah allen so we have peace environment. Mianak is one of the main contributing factor put to Bangkok. But the other pull factor, the other contributing factor that attract tourists to go to a particular destination is how unique is the environmental resource, how unique is the ecological resource in a particular country. So one unique selling point that the Gambia was able to package and sell to the European tourists, the American tourists, the Scandinavian tourists is the sandy beach. O sandy beach in San Alhalbanya the Gambia wala. Due to climate change, certain part of the coastline of the Gambia is experiencing what they call, coastal erosion. There's also coastal inundation, whereby sea level is starting to impact certain kind of, the coastline of the Gambia. Niaje yuri fajara mafon la kanala to some part of Bruce B mafon la Qatar. Niaje wola Bruce B Burfood mafon la wola ba sanya niaje be mol minena ke baluola. Around 70 years, 50 years, 60 years, mine baluola sa fa ha ntol sante ngali ko ko babila ka nyamde la kata kan sate kan. Environment study, this is what we call sea level, sea level rise. The sea level is rising, and then as a result of sea level rise, that is what they call coastal erosion. Because of fankaso nyinga sika nyamintending. Ala yankoni. Baka katana kini borundo kajinkan baka mafawal. Ikola for sea level erosion. Ndugo be ka sumila la wonda hadama me banko ka ila pollution woni nga CO2 mi emit it affects the climate cycle. It's one of the main contributing factors towards climate change for al hawani aka fale nyaadile because ninga climate change tiwala kam climate change wamde ko na al hawani na fale woni ka nyaadile sanjitan sabo every 30 years. So ni means ya si mare balu la falak sanjis mare sanjitan saba so dawo santo sanjitan lulu e ba ali falka diamu e ka fe ko he ndolla balu wato mina ndeka min katenna na sanaw to sane fingolto wonen sanya aman kiliya katun ko na samanyin gambeje a falin kanne ndol fa na dindi yan kajel ko min ko wota mo na a falaka do ko min ko wato e ka sama do ko commence le bilin june karo nyin kono isa poka ha sanji folo sila ngana kun kwaso nin ko le ko wola bar sanyin kamene je gambe wola there's erratic rainfall sama joni mbeka siya bango kam bag because of what na wolo le tinyara bag because of what there's less rainfall because of what harama dum la emission rate on the country wolo le tinyani mo fo la ngol ko min ko lakino deforestation le kerim bango kam bag. So no deforestation be carry wola open be fella wola there's going to be drought like siya jama because nisama joni manana mbake because you really can contribute in terms of controlling the carbon sequestration of the emission rate ni wobe keno. So wobe kantinale banko nyi fanala tanko nyi puru nyi things like drought ni things like supporting the livelihood of the Gambian people nanga sama doko ni kola wobe ka problem world. So ninga jibe from that environmental connection of hadamadon action towards the environment. Ngala nga jibe come sign for example ningo erosion woni. Erosion woni ni jibe bada borno dina kala wala. You look at the geomorphology of the coastline. Wala min ko bada borno be Gambia wala being food ma fon la bijulo ma fon la bada kungo kana kunjo sanya ma fon mi ko tango ma fon la rudo ma fon la wala. Ka jungla bola ka jon yola ka keni tumul wala. Scientific Gamma la balu bana den wo ma fon la wola kimele ka bile protocol bada len bola ala fana wonne molde Gamma la ka along the Atlantic coast of West Africa. Those stuff I'm from the Gambia, where it's located along the west coast of Africa. It's along the coastline. So what coastline when you wola it's one of the ecological resources me Gambia west of the world. In the simple sense, where do you create money to work in the fisheries sector? Because you can yell them back on the wall and name them the wall, the harmony on the Gambia wall, until the cheapest source of nutrition comes to the Gambia wall of protein. I could be near about. But when in Campania, the Bangkok, are we having an optimal catch of the fish resources in the Gambia, or are we overfishing in the Gambia? How is the regulation of the fisheries resources in the Gambia? What are some of the governance mechanisms? Is there any collaborative governance systems whereby the local communities along the coastline of the Gambia are involved in decision making? Are they having any information sharing with the community-based organization, the civil society organization, with the local people along those coastlines? Because near GB Lato, Banco Jamaican, Minialanco, Lapacamico, environmental resources in Minialanco, Wallebo Banco, Yanaki Monafala Walla, a Koninka Teleco. Hadama ngol be bro la nyokan kanyom le kanyom ma ko kanyom support pour ko fim la ka protect sustainably wala ma de ko ntole be jambal wala sandending asen ntole mo na fanno bor sinin sa de tinyaro kala ko nyina pour sinin sa mo fa tan do ko ma dingol lo mati ma ngol lo mati ma wala fa na benefit wala. So that is what they call the collaborative approach of natural resource conservation through sustainable community based management. because nuna ka wala nim banko environmental resources ro wala fa awulo la mati ban fu abada la mati ban fu akenyo la mati ban, which is like minerals in that particular country. Ning wo sate abere ma fa la me muna fa la wala a banko tu me me muna fa la wala minera ko wala diamond lexia model banko ka sabe ko, you know what, environmental resources banko men ka wala banko ni muna fa la man, because aka banko la economy la nafa in the simple sense that niaji environmental resources like fisheries resource is going to, you know what, instead of internal be promote corporate investment, wala, you know, factory banning business band wala yana banko kan ngalansin wol dira e afraid because e banko dingol lemtala e employ ne banko dingol employ wala wowe banko ni na funding kele man do cost abol tala fanna do ha so bela mati. But sanya ninga tar coming, we have like the public investment man sekunda fa wona la banko dingol e blo blo ñu konsanya investment ko wala ko min kasto wol afin jama system in banko kan. Nding satel le fana wala banko tundo la mat comme ko was ko suje ma fona minen kenyo le bola bero le bola minerals like no the silica sand, the zircon, the ilmenite wala bo ma fona wala wo ako banko ni satel da fanya. Is there any trust fund min yalan ko the mining companies around that area ko that can create for those people? Ninga that trust fund in bola, does that trust fund trickle down to the development of that particular village or to that particular community? How does it trickle down? Who are the people responsible, and how do they communicate that information to the young people? Because Nigeria, from economic perspective, you know, they study microeconomy. How can you promote the well-being of the local people or the people in that particular country? Goodness. So goodness will do not, and they come like, you know, economic models and economic stimulations. Kale come ko hanim banko be yurwa ka wola ala yurwa ba ka sumela wola wala mala environment or natural sustainable banko nyin ka wola. Because akaya come ko nim banko ina GDP nyin ka kuma increase na banko nyin na fa nyin na kolo la karola banko la karola ning la ka come ka ay yurwa funds depend na environmental resources kan banko kan. Wala kala bara bornol tibang wala natural resources banko ka wola ji. Wala agreement nkata wolti wala bar kabir wakada wala iman da wada mala metan di wala bar nimpan ko dole kana stala comme kali comme ha banko be yuwa kanne kaduna ni environmental resource ka do ko le create banko di ngoni mole bot sanya abiko wada make bot akamene ka wala pollution me ka wala na wolo be tinya kanne na natural resource ni iman tarata kan sustainably. They come with some recommendations. Along the line, there are going to be some people in those communities, in those villages, in those countries. They're going to be more aware. They'll not look at things from monetary value of those resources, but they'll look at the long-term sustainability of those resources. So the coffee in GDP in you know, environment but not at a certain threshold, bankuri when I like I come ning now natural resources I don't come kuro da mari, but san telefona balum beden de nin kula don ala man tanka nen natural resources na wala like flooding na de banko kan wala sama mon keno wala drought ngada wala wala ngaf come ko dice trubado le ka feel like, you know, windstorms abena wulo abena bungol tinyala abena korketo tinyala wala aben telefon la jadi kenda ko afekla because niya jibe bearing mining industry ka wala pollution am gak wala wala min banku mesin no tending, you know, from the scientific point of view, like, you know, the PM 2.5 or even smaller than that. One particular matter 2.5 milligrams. I don't know marin no thing. Ning banku kes no men kati. So new world that had one that inhaled, they can have respiratory problems. So no respiratory problem was the wala jama asna sumila injari ken na tinya nding wala. So you can ndira coming ko nim banku economy nimbe increase ka rise kan through the GDP because environment in Karabe then the walla abiden the walla je it can like coming ha money from only the GDP point of view, but how do we ensure we enforce our environmental regulations open konyenka walla to ensure at least the companies who are going to be who are going to be operating to harness those natural resources, they got in line with, you know, promoting environmental compliance. So Gambia ninga jiben ko san ha na Gambia banko ka wolla kenyo le kabe birin ko mosad ma fa la mati bam because ntola dindia kana opposite ni ngaje ko ko like kenyo ka bi mi ko ka consume Gambia wala na imbulo ramati wolla but kenyo ka bi Gambia min yala ko lam like this desire kon ni eliminate o kenyo film ka bi sanya balal to ma fa la anen ka do ma fa la wolla wo ay mona fa na ko sa tele ko wolla anen banko ka wolla je wolle be kenyo nin karo mi ko banko non le ka sike kemira min yalen ko man sekunda ning ala moy ko da involved in trying to control these resources kaje ko min ko yes Gambia la bank man sekunda is down there for the citizens but sanye banko yo fana how do they benefit from these natural resources, how do we trickle down those benefits to these communities, what kind of infrastructure development, what kind of social safety net program do we have for these people? Yes, job creation is something very important. Ngajo Gambia banko ka wala yes fisheries celebration of Gambia pour ka ko min ko nying there's a sustainable harvest of naba nying ngajo Gambia also have what they call the NEMA activities, National Environment Management Act since 1994 luwa ndada ngajo halni man sekunda ko they have what they call the National Development Plan or National Development Plan, that's a thematic area mi and kana tourism da ka promote ile ka ko Gambia fala environment tourism kam da ka promote because Halimani wala livelihood all then the work la. But oh yes, it's true. We can have all those beautiful laws and so like on the paper, but how do we implement them on the ground? Is there any synergies between those policies and the local? Is there any collaboration between those policies and the local intervention, the local implementation? How do we connect the dots? Ningo Gambia fana there are natural resources down there. We cannot explore them to be able to increase the GDP. Yes, GDP is at national level, but what sort of benefit do we provide for the local communities? Resources above certain level. So Gambia la jamale bo wala berin gunjuro matibang, berin katon na matibang, berin sanyan na matibang. Over the recent years, over the past 4 or 5 years, from 2016, 2017, 2019, up to 2020, people have been coming online, including all the Gambians or many wala in the diaspora, including my men Gambia wala. They have to raise their environmental concerns because when they were from economic perspective, yes. Gambia wala at national level, yes, the companies in the Gambia, from the fish mill factories to the mining companies in the Gambia, will be able to, they might bring something towards the GDP, but what sort of impact does that go to those local communities? Are they have any financial incentives? Are they having any social service programs from those natural resources? What are the social and environmental impact of those businesses down there in this country, in those communities? Ningo ha kanya biyo lamari social impact mekeri wo mafonga ninga jibe jama kanya biyo mekeri sanya bada ko gunjo mafonga wala musola farabulo la mola. What is going to be the social impact na kanya nga bi wala farabulo dala wala? Is it going to undermine the water table? Mi yala ko wala farabulo the geosala wala. Is it that part of the vegetable gardens of women should rest paring? Is it going to be undermined because of the excavation activity in Bekela? New Musola Farol is undermined from the social point of view. What is going to be the impact towards the livelihood of this Muslim woman? Many of them go balu ni niya jibi ni mabale bola. Abiri one na kibon ni farabulo la bola karika manol doku wala to. Ekanako manol doku wala samakono. And they can knock on the goal at the Kandokon. Nifanol doku wala so many blue as muscle con mafana, put it some day out do cool as Sulcon was active as Sulcon wala. Nissere Morrison. Nin Nakol doku wala is one night of the Yawafu in a Susu Jolake wala. They have this most women setups, So what women set up wala, they have their own small microfinance and then they have their own small women car force, Minakuro, Ikadino, they can use run wala Bangkoka wall, and it's more sustainable. Wokon de kerim Bangkoka wala so has Gambia ninga given no environmental resource wala for mbatala ngam nga be privatized ningam nga be privatized we give to the corporate institutions probably mine activity wala what nam sole me sokon wala mbani na mama wala mineka na ko li farol do ko wala si sokon Ninko had okay, the bada bundle wala. We're gonna invite corporate big into these transnational corporations. Fish processing the world. How will that impact the food security of the Gambian people? how will that impact the Gambian people that are employed in the informal sector in those fisheries communities? Because mola bola minan ko de fish smoking musula ka ni sisul ko wala musula ka ni ja wala kella ka nyama ni sisul ko wala kella ka motol bronde wala non tolla din dia time wala ka nyanda ka boni gunjur ka dum bako maf on la ka bon sanya maf on la ka export or the transport other part of the country jara maf on la lam kia maf on la mati man to other part of the country ka wafo maf on la ka dum man tara bada maf on la but now give the resource make up on banko na fanna na wola the distribution effect ni katara ka fa wola to ijira France ni so no wola yemo na fa wola they can also meet their nutritional needs wonya make up on the other part of the country ni. So ne Gambia jifi ngo ha ngamin so banko kan ngai wulo so banko kan nga bada porno so wola je nada nga wadan natural resource banko ka wola strategically nata locate ku banko kan pringa tourism nga promote. So nata luwa so banko kan from the tourism development master plan bijele min yala nga kade ko Gambia banko ni nsamin promote no banko kan nsa promote no the 3S wala na kilo ni sa ba wala ko what kilo be Gambia la that's a candle zone sand in the country, that's beautiful sandy beach in the country. Many are like Alessano and Pada Bundum enjoy Wola, but no be able to Wola, Sani Woko the Killing the Bangkok and sign tending. Are we truly optimistic? Do we really have the hope for industry ka sustained? Pro Adeko Kill Gamin and Prona economy in Ayam Tasmanian. Ninsula nko hala ta wala tourism na kawala wala sign na bankoing the supporting services mini alan ko wala be industry ni mako wo be nyadi what is the long term prospect of those resources in the Gambia to support the tourism industry? Ninko how we want the fisheries sector to create job for the Gambian people sustainably. How are we trying to harvest the fisheries resources in the Gambia? How do we privatize this industry for the foreign investors? Can the Gambian people compete with big corporations in this sector? Who is going to emerge as a winner? Who is going to emerge as a loser? Does the Gambian citizens have, let's say, the incentives? Do they have the grants, the subsidies, the credits to establish their own business in this area? So, like the policy discussions in the parliament, in the communities, this is supposed to be the engagement within the civil society organizations and community-based organizations and in the women CAFOs and in the youth groups in the community, in the countries, in the Gambia. How can the people access information? Investment locally in the Gambia, in the fisheries sector, in the tourism sector, and in the agricultural sector. Where can they have information for training programs? Where can they have information to tap into micro loans, micro credits? How can the government or the finance institutions in the Gambia, the banks provide those kind of micro loans, or micro credit or subsidies for funding can bangoka wala? Because ne Gambia democracy in funding can let's say the Gambia bangoka. The retirement age in GB somewhere between 55 to 60 years between that gap pour retire. But how many people in the Gambia are retiring? The young people coming down from the universities, the school system, can be able to go into the civil service sector, can be able to go and create jobs for themselves, can be able to go into the private sector. What sort of programs are still existing in the Gambia? Gambian people can be able to tap into those kind of ideas. They can tap into those kind of resources to be able to employ themselves. If the elder folks, the young people coming from the school systems are not going to be able to go into the system, there's going to be a backlog. Many are without jobs. So the best thing to employ these people, to engage them, whatever can try funds or dealer through microcredits, through microfinances or subsidies, funds investment commerce. So investments in the Gambia, the main lucrative areas can be agribusiness. In the work agriculture of Bangkok Walla, we need to ensure there is lands. First, the lands are either a communal land market, like a negotiation, an agreement, they go through certain protocols, documentations, there can be large scale, mechanized agriculture in the country. Funding they come from the school, they study agriculture, they study business, they study marketing, they study accountancy, can go down, establish their own corporations. We have our own food basket in the country, meaning as a funding employment, because we have the land in the Gambia. Arable land in the Gambia, but arable land in the Gambia cannot be rightfully utilized. Funga rainforest of the Gambia, Nima rainforest of the Gambia walla. Can we tap into River Gambia, me and come into the environmental society walla? Ning time in the River Gambia, how are we going to ensure that optimal utilization of that water resource ni ngam nga distribute to the farmlands in the Gambia efficiently pour agriculture me walla sama do ko fion ka sustain no. Who is going to do that investment? Program next to work the training, creating the infrastructure, the market networks. Pour funding employment straw mafon in a world large. Ninko the fisheries sector mati walla. How do we ensure we can have the fresh fish distributed in part of the country? How can we ensure that reliable electricity to frozen the order will freeze because if there is too much of market saturation of fish in the country, we need to store the other ones. We don't have large scale cold stores in the country. Large scale cold stores in the country, monitor employing the water, program that can take care of supervise to even to package 1 year water. So we do create a mole, bring from the fish landing side, Najibe coming got 10 person in a Carola Matiba. We'll be able to show Nimba Jibel. How do we force cheddar for the Gambian people, the Gambian youth, before over commercializing some of these industries? So development of Bangkok and one of them attend to sustainable development goals in the Gambia. We want to ensure that decent job for the Gambian people. We want to ensure Gambian people, goes they go hunger free. We go hunger free in the country. We protect life on the on land, life in the water, and as well as protect the environment and all of those stuff. Yes, laws are Bangkok, but how are we implementing those laws? Put the environment in the world. How are we ensuring Bangkok world that they're having the jobs? And how can those be how can they be decent? And how can those jobs be sustainable? We'll be able to second one, if the government cannot do it, if you don't have the state-centric approach, from the conservation point of view, to take care, we can have what they call the co-management. The co-management will be the collaborative management of natural resources in the Gambia, whereby communities are going to work in partnership with the government. We can even have the support of the international organizations to come and support with the funding. They can come and support with the research programs. Industry is viable. As a in the simple sense, ninga community involved they will feel some sort of empowered. Yes, I am told and then Bejimbara Boromina Walambel Bankola in Karamina Walla because I say forest just level and then Kantalanka and such I could do let's say Ninko Wulum Walla in Kawulum and Kamdanka Kuntu Walla. I can tell Nafano Nyari Bangkok and Jacapongron Nafam Munafana Wallaji. Bangkok Bomafan Walla. How do we involve in the decision making? Ninko Bankodona ke involved in the decision making. Mother coming like he just got a village and Kalo involved or certain element of the VDC and involved Walla. But now for youth groups, people may have vested interest what industry Ninka Wallaji or resources Bomafana Wallaji. Because if you want to go with the traditional approach of the way we do discussions in the country, we know we are all Gambians. You have decision makers, they go down the community, they work with traditional elders or rulers down there. They assume everything is okay, but down the line you have some few people, they feel uncomfortable with the way things are run. There's some contention because there's always debates, there's always discussions, there are people who always want to shed light on issues. There's not always a sustainable approach towards solving those issues because certain key stakeholders in that particular resource they are always left out of the equation during at the get-go at the initial stage. So okul basically nyale wala, we still have to go to the drawing board. Ngaja kami ko banko ka wala, Gambia natural resources wala, birin bala burungla matiba, nyela matiba, the forest cover matiba. How can we ensure the primary beneficiaries are the villages or the communities in that area? Alongside the government having its own tax systems, whereby they can have their own tax people can pay the duties they can pay, whatsoever tax is going to be levied on them can be done, can be implemented. Sure, but then along the line, the people can also have some sort of like self-empowerment. They can have economic incentives. They can be able to at least sustainably go about with their own businesses or their own investments. So, we have the policies, yes, but how do we implement that policy? That's one part of my argument. But the other argument is, yes, funding can be Bangkok and we have Gambia, most of the coast knowledge, and people have to go back to the land. Yes, so very much people have to go back to the land. But how do we ensure we support them? How do we ensure we incentivize them? How do we ensure they have access to the information? You want to go back to the land to feed yourself, you can have the tractor, you can have a power tiller, you can have micro credits, you can be able to at least employ your own staff. Because you need we need to transition the local farmers in the Gambia from subsistence agriculture to mechanized agriculture. Because Mumale Bego Gambia very dindi ya fe men da fake ba da wala do before alhamdulillah sanjal men tar balu wala because of like sioni masi but momi ya fon tarnino sama do ko wala afemba man sia because it's not that mina wala to be able to support themselves with the labor in that agricultural lands what got already. It's not a Londo Mina Walla. They have the Londo in the context of traditional ecological knowledge. If there's Samakala Nyadile, there's Sonokala Nyadile, but they don't have the modern scientific knowledge trying to explore and tap into the markets. New openers of the Walla, they don't have the resource trying to upscale their farmlands for profitability. Gambia land nenga jibe almost 3/4 of the one half of the Gambia landing out of that 300 square kilometers nenga jibe land size in wala. Major part of the landing is something is good for agriculture. It's good for agriculture. The environment bundala more lad. But sani, what agriculture ninko sani go okay, Gambians agriculture employs about 80% of the citizens of the population. 80% in mid context. Are they mechanized farmers? Are they people they are able to make ends meet for themselves in terms of able to have like return on the investment they can make on those farms? In the simple sense, go from June, July, August, September, October, which is like 5 months down the line. Are you able to have huge amount of money to sustain yourself and make savings in the bank? Because Niaje from Asia, look at him from Thailand, from Japan, from Singapore, from Malaysia, to China. They are farmers. They are farmers down there. They were called the little dragons of Asia at that time. If you come down to America also, you talk about Latin America, South America, you talk about places like, places like, Mexico, into California, America, California, all the to farmlands on the board. If you go to Europe, farmlands on the board. But those farmers, they have the knowledge, they have the resource, they have the finance, they have the technology to be able to adapt to the climate change, to be able to access the market, to be able to at least distribute their goods, to be able to at least store their goods, to be able to afford things like post-harvest loss in those countries. Because they have the supporting systems, they have the regulatory position, policies, and they also have what we call a network to support them. So in terms of environmental resourcing, how do we ensure we empower the local communities? How do we ensure we empower the entrepreneurs, they are going to be Gambian people? How do we ensure we sustainable harvest those kenyoning without not impacting the communities? Yes, yeah, welcome. tourism from the tourism industry. How do we ensure we protect our forest covers? It might be like a community forest project in the Gambia, so that those communities, meaning they go forest and protect, they can promote their own ecotourism industry or their own ecotourism activities, and they can generate income from conservation. Because the main gap we have, no, I even come like okay, go ha. Nga wulo dem nga tankande nga ne bada bonom nga tankande but sanyi ni community mbo wolle beke benefit ala wolla tanko ni man takla no yes. So conservation you have to go along with development. Ninko development in the context that yes, you want people to protect their natural resource, but what do they have a return for that conservation?
Hello, Umar.
Yes. Yeah, you can go ahead. Sorry about that. Not collecting your concern, but they're back. So this is it, because in any country you go down to they are promoting conservation from the from the west, from the global north to the global south. Many of those people who are involved in conservation, the American Mafia, they have like the National Park Service, the young graduates, the schools, they call them they employed. Nika park them they can protect. Ninga they are protecting a historical site. They can mention how does that also goes down to support the people around that area. How do we ensure we create jobs for the citizens who are putting an effort to protect the environment? How do we ensure they have they have the empowerment through their concerted effort, through their involvement in protecting those resources? So Gambia in a nutshell, and coming this goes beyond the core, Gambia environmental issue is Africa world large. Ninga jibe wala there's the frustration affecting the country. Wala mean the core yes, Europe and Gambia sanya batinga come back. Number two, there's what they call what we all know coastal pollution. Bara bondo ni le miya lonko, wala kitiba lunam that attract to the country. I pollute come back because near bara bondo jama when there's overfishing activity. Bara bondo in Gunjur, in Karo, in Sanya Mafala, excess harvesting, they can discard and near discard. Where does it go? Into the coastlines. So can generate pollute. Ninko ha okay, sand mining fana. What some other issue may affect along the coastline of the Gambia. What sand mining the Kero Walla? How are we ensuring we are doing it sustainably? That is not going to affect the geology of the coastline in terms of like sea level rise, element tank and sea level rise in the water. Are we prepared in the way we are trying to at least excavate the coastline? So these are like three major concerns. These are like three major issues affecting the coastline of the Gambia. Deforestation, which is done by the local people. We also have like overfishing, which is done by the fisheries activity going around down there. We also have like the issue of like mining activities around that area. So all of these things, from the mining activity to the fisheries industry to as well as the issue of like deforestation down there, they're all gonna bounce back because environment is one viable sector or industry where if we don't do things optimally, if we don't do things sustainably, it bounces back to the country. It bounces back to the generation. In the simple sense, it's either it comes down through erosion warning, or it comes back through drought, or it comes back through what we call sea level rise, or it comes back through erratic rainfall. Because neither they have to support the climate cycle or the water cycle. Only water that's coming drought, obviously. Nim bara bondo la ka jimon la wala tinting mi ka ba mo te pro bara bondo ni joni kana sa de ko ma fon o ba in kana kana wala man tara wala obviously that's going to erosion, obviously that's going to sea level rise. Nin nyemi ya ko maybe depending ka wala ka wala one year fana is not benefiting the people. Two major issues. One is due to climate change, the fish resource in the Gambia are reduced in a simple sense if the mean sea level rises, if the temperature in the ocean rises, the migratory pattern of the fishing about they're gonna move inside of the water. Women water, the fishermen in the country, they're going to need more resources in terms of motorized boats. They also going to target the juvenile species because there is too much pressure on the fish population prior bounce them back. So no look at put fishes on a bounce them back because of overfishing. Now they're going to target the juvenile fish population. Then juvenile fish population target what is going to happen next one in the core? There's going to be decline in the fish stock, there's going to be decline in the fish population. That is from the ecological point of view. But what is going to be the social point of view? What do the nutritional need, more nutrition in the bottle in a color water, so that protein in the water will be reduced. In the simple sense, core, near me and a start telephone wall and a Bangkok wall, Tundu Jamala wall, water soil no water because distribution warning will it outside. So if we also promote of a privatization of industry in the Gambia, coming not an infistula problem of Bangkok world, well, we can Montreal competition with Sierra world because na Gambia bana na Gambia world, we better take a and dam in a world, and then you and dam in a world, it get cleaned. So who is going to emerge as the winner? Well, the money they have the money, trying to buy the fish at a higher price. So being that the discussion on I asked Walla, come and tell the Gambia, tell me Bangkok Walla, what can we do? Mansakunata Matakera no. Until the Matakera no. So this is where we need the collaboration soon to at least the governments and the citizens through the supporting of the NGOs and other civil society organizations in the country. We can all come down together. When you come and discuss. For now, what is going to be the way forward? And so we look at some policies, we look at how we implement those policies, we go and review, we go back to the drawing board. Because Gambia signing the way the environmental resources in the Gambia from the fisheries sector to the mining industry is not sustainable. How do we factor in the sustainability concept into the way we are harvesting those resources? How do we ensure we incentivize our own local people? How do we ensure we empower them? How do we ensure we establish the market networks in the country that can ease distribution, that can ease the marketing, the selling of those products from the other part of the country? Because yes, having an industry is one thing, but are you going to be able to sell your products in the market? Do we have the necessary market trying to support these industries in the country locally? If those ones are not available locally in the country, how do we tap into the international market? We're talking about globalization. It's all about economic integration. How do we integrate our information, our economy? One, we need to train people. We need to have what you call the human potential development. We need to train the local people to have the necessary skills, the capabilities, the competence of running this industry. And one way through which we can support the people who are actually involved in agriculture in the fisheries sector is to provide capacity building program for them. Ningo ha locally gamina ka sama min doku wala wala ka nyamta wala wobe ka international standard nyimala ka mi prunga nga export na vegetable solo mati ba na nyela mati ba. But how do we ensure we give them the capacity building programs for at least even nyamta ba package nyadi to meet the international standard program that export no banko kan? How do we ensure nga ko deal in the form of credits or micro loans or finances please la nyem dana yamda export kako do so ke kwata ni industry kana wola ninna kala sano nyina tundula wola ngo climate change has mama ndana kene Gambia bango ko wala mba ensonya ko ngo jioni wo so no wola pre agricultural lands in the country they can provide the water needs for that. If they harvest their goods, how do we ensure that what we call post-harvest loss is accounted for in their overall total harvest? They need storage facility, they need transportation, they also need the market. Alongside, they also need at least the country to have at least strong infrastructure to ease the transportation of their goods from the farm to the market. So in B Nakatani Sunta World program in Fala Bankan Nanjambi, we are approaching like the end of the program. We only have 2 minutes. So just to wrap up, okay, Gambia, we have the natural resources in the country, Nyandeka and Sole. We have either a co-managed approach, the collaborative opportunity between the governments and the NGOs in the country to support that at least the government people are employed in all this viable industry, from the fisheries sector to the agricultural sector. And so we sustainably address the issue of coastal pollution, the issue of salmon in the country, the issue of deforestation in the Gambia. And how do we ensure? Yes, we can employ the Gambian people to become conservationists. Okay, but if you want to promote conservation of the coastline, if you want to promote conservation of the forest cover, how do we create employment? How do we create economic incentive for the communities who are going to comply towards protecting those resources? One viable way is we can upscale the way we promote tourism. We can promote domestic tourism. People from Combo can go to Jara. People from Jara or people from Pase or Kian can come down to the Combo area. They're going to need transportation. They're going to need lodges. They want to need tour guides to be able to take them around. And all of those things cannot be done until and unless we embark on product research, we need to package them, we need to increase effective marketing. Because how many million, I think if you were a banana million interest, he was going to go and experience that particular thing. So putting a bank on developing, looking at that, demography of high youth population, we actually investigate, examine, assess the fisheries sector, examine and assess the agricultural industry, examine and assess the forest cover in the Gambia, and how do we ensure all this industry we have in the Gambia create employment for the Gambian people, alongside providing that income for the GDP of the country. How do we ensure the fisher folks in Gunjur, in Badakonko, in Sanya can be able at least promote their own small entrepreneurial businesses or initiatives and upscaled their initiative for sustainability and as well as profitability? How can they have profit? We need to provide with the capacities. We need to provide with the right network. We need to provide with the incentives that they need through credits and loans. And we need to provide them with the right markets in the country, or if it outside the country. If you go down in the West, in America, John, tilapia is from Asia, tilapia fish, frog. So Gambia, we have so many fish in the Gambia that can be packaged and sent out of the country. How do we ensure working on a Bangkok world? We have people who are intelligent. We have people who knows about those policies. We have people who knows about the market. So this is where we need to have that collaboration between the various stakeholders in the country. Somebody might know marketing, but the person have no idea about the fisheries sector. Somebody might know fisheries sector, but the person does not know how to tap into a credit or a loan to be able to start a business. Somebody might be a fisherman, but the person is discouraged because the person does not have the right equipment to be able to do fishing in the country. So we try to bridge in all these different sectors to come together, putting in industry and start turning and move on forward. We can try to address the issue of youth unemployment. We can try to empower the Gambian people to become entrepreneurs, to become investors in their own country. Investors in the simple sense that, we're going to have our own Gambian people, our own brothers and sisters who can support the younger folks. We're going to have our own Gambian people who can invest in agriculture. All of these things cannot happen without having the policy support, without having the regulatory systems to the country to empower and create the right environment for our own Gambian people to invest. We cannot achieve the issue of youth unemployment without not incentivizing the youth, without not giving them the credits, the training that they need. So on that note, we came to the end of this program. We thank everyone. Many Alanko, they joined the program from the beginning to the end, and we apologize for the poor connectivity of the other colleague who's supposed to join this program. We look forward to airing this program and echoing most of these issues in our future programs. On that note, I thank you all for listening to us and watching this live streaming. On that note, we hope and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you.